welcome everybody to this week's episode of Strong Perspective Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Keith Armstrong, along with
Uncle Spoke. And
let's pretend that our other host is here, Damon Armstrong. Luke Dog.
Luke Dog.
So he's gonna be with us in a second. He had to rip and run somewhere. But welcome to this week's episode. We're gonna do this every once in a while. This episode is entitled WTF. It's the WTF Friday episode because the topics that we picked today, I wanted to make sure I got my brother's opinions about it, not from a judgmental place, but what they see when I give them the topics. And people in the comments, I please, and I'm gonna say this periodically through the episode. Give us your comments about the topics that we're talking about. You know what I mean? You know, one of the topics is the Chicago mother and her son who got jumped by the elementary age kids, right? Another topic has to do with Patrick Beverley. Opinion about it. I'm gonna break down the scenario for you, Jaquari. This kind of flew under the radar, but you know, it's real stuff. There's no innuendo or anything like that. And then we got another topic to talk about, but we know this is with my host and the people in the comments. What do you put in the WTF Friday category so we can chop it up? All right.
I feel compelled to mention, man, that my opinion is absolutely uninformed. I don't watch the news, and I'm not up on it.
That's why I'm prepared to break it down for you. All right. Damon, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Damon Armstrong, man. Had a great and wonderful day today, man. Ready to be engaged with my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it.
Well, first of all, we talked to Damon for about an hour before we went live, and then all of a sudden he did Houdini on us. Poof!
I got to piss. I got to piss, man. I'll be right back.
Hey, let me do a little housekeeping. This Strong Perspective Podcast. This is a podcast that emphasizes. Let me slow down a little bit. It emphasizes communication amongst each other. It's no right or wrong, but if you can prove right or wrong, we welcome it. If it's controversial, we'll let you get your shit off. You know what I'm saying? But be prepared for follow-up questions. Because we want to know exactly why you feel the way you feel. It's about communication. It's about, we will learn, indirectly learn, but we not, the three hosts, it's my opinion, we ain't going to teach you anything. But what we're going to do is let you know how we see things. You know what I'm saying? So this is why I invite everyone in the comments. Tell us how you see things. Do us a favor, go to our YouTube channel, Strong Perspective Podcast, and like, share, and subscribe. Build our numbers up. We're at a humble 220, which is crazy.
Right.
We just want to get to 1,000 first. You know what I mean? Because YouTube is dangling that carrot like, hey, you get here. If you get here, your world is going to change. I'm like, all right, motherfucker.
37.50 a week. God damn it.
Damn it. You can do it. Come on. It's been 3.5 years. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
But all jokes aside, please go to our YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe. With that being said, Damon, how was your day today, brother?
Day was good, man. It was copacetic. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. I don't take anything lightly, brother.
Okay.
Especially a good day.
Cool. Jaquar, what about yourself, my man?
It was a day, man. It was a regular Friday. Pretty much a light work day for me. I had to stay a little later than I usually do, but sometimes you need to do those things.
Yeah.
But it was a perfectly imperfect day.
Yeah. Ain't they all though? That's the funny thing about it. We fool ourselves and think, well, this is a perfect day, but you know what? There's flaws in everything that we do. When we make great gains, there's flaws in it. You feel me?
Mhm.
But really and truly, it's how we see it. You know what I'm saying? Because I could be having my opinion, I could be having a bad day. Like, damn, this is fucked up. But then I go home, my wife cooked me a big ass steak. And you know what? No, it ain't been that fucked up. Pass me the A1. No, pass me the ketchup. Fuck it. But
No,
it's about perspective, I guess. The
it's like
choir.
it's like man, if you got a hobby, man, usually people enjoy hobbies in their simplest forms when they first start them, because when they start to elevate the hobby, they start to price themselves out of that interest.
Mm,
Keep your shit simple, man.
yeah. Coming from a avid collector of everything.
I like plenty things, man. Nice
Yes,
shit.
sir.
He would say, I wonder what's in this box.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
been sitting for 6 months.
Every once in a while, I just open one of the motherfuckers up. Like,
let me
yeah,
surprise. Let me
I, I,
surprise myself.
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, let's start off light a little bit, right? Last week we talked about a number of things that was kind of semi-serious about it and getting all our perspectives. It's a funny thing though, and I say this not to get into a long drawn out thing, but to grow up in the same household, I'm amazed how, especially when you're close, how similar you are in your thinking, but also just as different that you are in how you see things. You feel what I'm saying? We talked about the barbershop scenario. Like me personally, well, if you weren't watching this last week, the scenario was if it's a kid that's in there, I said two brothers. If two brothers is in there and one brother scored 30 points the night before, and the other brother went to the science fair and won first prize in the big science fair. And it was just a general question: who do you think would have got praised first, right? And me, because of my nature, if I knew about both achievements, I would have made sure I praised them both equally. You know what I mean? Because our parents always was big on intelligence, right? But they always knew that we were naturally gifted as athletes. So they really didn't focus on that too much. They get when we did something great, from my point of view, we did something great on the football basketball field, right? Court, right? They made sure that we were acknowledged. You know what I'm saying? But classroom, we were definitely equally acknowledged, and probably a little bit more than that. But what I liked about it was an expectation for both. You know what I mean? What do you guys think?
I agree with it, man. That is like people are amazed that I never had a job at in school or whatever. I know so many people who work through high school, man, but I'm like I wasn't allowed to work.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
You
Yeah.
know, my job was being a school age kid, and that's what I did. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I remember mama telling me on numerous occasions, you just concentrate on school. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. I think Bill brought up a good point because I think I went back and just looked at it. Bill, no, I was clipping the episode. Bill said, "Well, look, I would praise the kid that scored the 30 points because that's what I know. I'm a sports guy, and that's what I know." And it hit me like, okay, that's his point of view. It's like, okay, he may not have been um, in a science fair or science project, so that was not his purview. That might even not. It probably didn't thrill him that much, unless it's his own child. You feel what I'm saying? But my point is, he explained it clearly. Like, yo, I'm gonna say sports because I'm a sports guy. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean it definitely puts things into perspective for me because if I can remember, I said I speak to the sports guy, yeah, of course, but I want to know exactly like with the science guy. I want to know, is this something you plan to pursue, or how much research did you put into this? Talk about it, man.
Yeah,
Because he, probably had to do some sort of presentation,
yeah.
and he won, but he only gets to talk about this thing once. Well, no, let's give him a chance to do it here.
No doubt, no doubt. Yeah, I think just the simple fact that it just seems that sometimes we focus on a small minority when it comes to our community, a small minority of what's represented to us, right? And you forget that big giant chunk of everyday people from the higher to the lower scale that's doing the right thing.
That's like every college campus you go to, man. I mean, the sports programs they bring all the money.
They
They're
do.
not necessarily the most important entity on the campus though.
And
You know,
but you think about the fact that, especially the Power Five conferences and shit like that, the fast money, sports bring the fast money, but that long money is the doctors, is the engineers, is you know what I'm saying? This
mm-hmm.
is and every program that fast money build stadiums and build dorms and shit, right? But to keep it going, to keep the corporations going, because that's what colleges are. Keep those corporations going. It is alumni dollars that does it. You know what I'm saying? And sports keep the alumni happy too. You know.
Everybody loves their gladiators, Jack.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me ask you this, and really, I'm gonna let you marinate on it. I'm gonna set it up just in case you didn't see it, Jaquari. Chicago. There's
Oh yeah.
different views of this thing. In Chicago, a woman, a 33-year-old woman, went to school because her son was bullying. So she met her son to walk him home with her little daughter to walk him home, right? And as they were walking home, the bullies and some more group of kids, and I believe it's elementary age kids. I think the oldest one was maybe 12 or 13. First, they were just talking as the mom was walking. Like 3 or 4 people got their phones out, right? And next thing you know, somebody want to front. Now this is grown, this is kids and grown folks. When they're in the big ass group, somebody want to impress somebody, right? And somebody pushed the woman. And then next thing you know, they stop. She trying to keep them off of them. Somebody attacked her son. Listen, it's not in chronological order. It's just what happened to them, right? Next thing you know, those kids are swarming on her, right? She was pregnant. She had to defend herself because it was 2 or 3 of them at a time, kicking and swinging at her. She fell to the ground. Now the son is getting jumped on too. And I think they pushed the little girl down, right? And you can see where, where he got kicked and all this stuff, right? Now that's exactly what happened. And, she got up and started walking home, right? Now, I guess one of the kids wanted to post it to become viral, or a parent found out about it. I don't know how it came out, right? First, give me your, obviously it angers the 3 of us, but is there any other angle that you see this on? Let's get that, and then I have a follow-up question for you guys. We'll start with you, Jaquari.
Well, this is more than likely, hopefully, the first time they've attacked an adult, and a parent. But I doubt very seriously it's the first time they've attacked somebody. They didn't hopped on some kids before. I mean, just for them to feel like fighting and jumping on somebody was, a solution in the first place. They done that before. I hate to. I mean, I hate to hear that coming out of my mouth, but it's very hard to give these kids the benefit of the doubt. Okay. It's very hard to. And then, I mean, then you see on your reels or whatever, the one lady who brought her daughter on, and the little girl was smirking and everything, and people do strange, weird things out of nervousness and being scared or whatever. I'll say that. I'm not saying that that's the case, but have you ever known anybody who laughs when they're nervous or afraid? That's a thing.
It's a thing, but let go ahead and finish the core.
And I'm not trying to alleviate any of the pressure that little girl need to feel. You know what I mean? But pressure bust pipes, man. And the mob mentality, man. Once one attacked, they felt comfortable doing it, man. And it's just a fucked up situation for real.
Damon, what do you think?
I think, man, it was a colossal immaturity factor that was involved in that, man. Especially what Corey said in terms of the mob mentality. People just went along with this shit and didn't. Consequences be damned, they didn't think about that. It was just a thing that they did out of, like Corey said, mob mentality and stuff like that, man. It's real different. See, I'm thinking about the victim, and I just thank God that they didn't get hurt. You know what I'm saying? That it wasn't, nobody got stomped out, knocked out. I'm glad that didn't happen. But by the same token, I'm not going to sit up here and say, man, all of them need to go to jail, all of them need to have a record, all of them. I'm not going to say that either. I just don't know. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know how to And maybe somebody out there can express to me how to feel about it, because I think it was jacked up. I think it was real jacked up. You know what I'm saying? But these kids, man, so I guess my point is I don't know how to respond to it. I'm just glad it wasn't anything that was truly detrimental, man. I mean, it might be some physical, mental thing, not physical, but some mental things that come from that. But physically, I'm glad nobody got really, really, truly hurt seriously. And hopefully some therapists or psychiatrists can come through and give it a name. You know what I'm saying? And try to find some type of therapeutic way to how all sides can deal with it, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm responding. I'm truly responding by anger, bro. So I'm gonna keep my mouth closed because I don't want to, call out these youngins like that.
I got you.
Woman has sickle cell, bro. You know how difficult it is to deal with that disease, man. And then you on the ground getting physically, accosted.
And it's worse when you get physically. When you get physically, it's
That's
worse.
crazy.
The disease gets worse. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look, my opinion about it, and then I'm gonna ask you a follow-up question. My opinion about it, honestly, had I seen my sons in that video put their hands on that woman and her child with that mob, they getting their ass beat privately, and then I'm gonna have my wife record me whoop their ass again. You want to know why? Because I'm with you, Damon. Shit angers me. It angered me, right? I could not imagine my wife going through that and my children. It angered me. But coming from a law enforcement point of view, that's what put kids and adults in prison for decades doing that same thing.
Mhm.
Right? Now, am I calling the kids monsters? No. I think both you guys said, yo, it's the mob mentality, trying to impress somebody, trying to impress that person beside you. You know what I'm saying? Kids, yeah, they are kids. But they knew they was wrong. Right? And I'm gonna tell you what bothers me is, and this is a personal thing, and it's not judging, but I'm not gonna put my child on TV. Record my child with a half-ass apology. I seen 2 half-ass apologies, bro. And one mother said, "Hey, I'm recording you." One of their children, I'm recording you. It was a little boy. I'm recording you because you are not safe. So I'm on here recording you to make sure people know that you feel bad. Because you are not safe, because this is Chicago. You know what I mean? And that's what I see, and I want to come back to you guys in a minute. I'm going to read what Keith put up. He said, "What's up, brothers? It's sad and that's cowardly behavior is embraced now. And if you respond by retaliation, they all become victims and misunderstood or victims of their environment." You know what I mean? That's my opinion, brother. You know what I'm saying? So, Damon, did you want to follow up as we were talking? Did you have something else to say about it?
Well,
I asked the second question, but go ahead.
I'm gonna stick with my initial answer, man. It's good for me not to say anything because I can be reckless in my response, bro.
I got you.
And like I said, we're dealing with kids, man. So I'm gonna keep my just tempering my anger. I'm gonna keep my response to myself.
So I'm not pushing you, right? I'm not pushing you. But you said dealing with kids, right? Would you think differently? Now, because you already said you're angry, because you know it's fucked up. So and I'm not saying you're wrong. I just want to hear your angle on if it was personalized.
If it happened to my wife and kids, I don't know what I mean. Would I be?
Okay,
I think I would want them prosecuted. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? I would want the record to stand. You know what I'm
gotcha.
saying? And it's going to affect them for the rest of their life, man.
That's real. Because everybody do make mistakes when they're kids. What about you, Jaquar? If it was personalized with you,
If it was personalized, man, and if it was personalized and I was there, I would been punching kids. I mean, it's just that's just a simple truth. But professionally, if that incident would have happened in my city, I would have had to deal with those kids because that's what we call an assault by mob,
okay,
and would more than likely have been in my facility.
gotcha.
So I mean, trying to reconcile this scenario, man.
It's not
But
really a way to
plus,
do it.
yeah, plus try to prepare these young folks for their futures because they're not. I mean, they wouldn't be locked up forever.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So what are we going to do as a community? What would we do as a community to remedy that shit, man? Seriously.
Yeah. So my next question to this, and we'll start with you, Jaquar. There was a lot of parents that rallied around those victims. I got chills behind it because they came out to support this woman, right? In which
They did.
in which we are basically said to not do that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Our community, when it comes to stereotypes, you feel what I'm saying? Where they showed up in they showed up in force, right? They helped her move from out of her
Right.
apartment. You know what I mean? And helped her the GoFundMe, all of that. It's a beautiful thing. So what came out of that is a lot of folks was blaming parents. How much, the question is, and Keith, if you can chime in, and anybody else in the comments, please chime in. How much is the parents to blame, in your opinion? Taking it all in consideration.
Well, in accordance to the way we raised our daughter, and I was put in an unfortunate situation like that, I would have to take 100% responsibility for it. I would have to.
Why would you take responsibility then? If you
I
said,
mean, people got hurt. People got hurt, and mine was involved.
mhm,
That's not what we taught. And I'm not questioning what those parents taught their children, but from a personal point of view, you know, I would I would have to. You have to. Yeah, you got to stand on that kind of shit.
okay. Damon, what do you think? How much blame, in your opinion, did the parents have of their kids in that situation?
You have to be responsible for your child, but with peer pressure and all that stuff, you don't know what could happen, man. Shit happens. You know what I'm saying? And you would hope that your child would have the wherewithal to say, you know what, I don't want to be involved with that because it's going to affect me in a negative way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to press them to be a hero because they might wind up being the victim of their damn selves. I mean, there's a whole lot of layers to that, man.
It is.
But on a personal level, if my child was involved in it, then I would simply tell them, you got to accept responsibility for your actions, man. There are consequences for your actions, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's a learning process, man. It is what it is. Hopefully, it's not detrimental to their whole life. But
Okay.
if you causing people physical harm and all of that stuff, of course there's consequences to that, man. And you were involved with it, so you gotta stand on it and accept the consequences for it. I'm gonna support you either way. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do my best to support you and make sure you get the therapy and all the stuff that you need to learn from your mistakes, understanding victimhood and all that. I'm gonna be all about that. But in the moment, it is what it is, so you got to deal with it in that aspect.
Okay. I agree. I think peer pressure is, because we used to hear that all the time growing up in school, and then in college, peer pressure would always come up, right? And I never understood it because I was always the type of person where I did not follow a mob if I thought that mob was on some bullshit. That was just me. Not that I knew better, you know what I'm saying? But when I see you, when you are getting out of control, I'm talking about when I was a kid, when shit is getting out of control, right? A sobering thing comes up like, oh, is this gonna work out? You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about the things that happen to me, because personally, you gotta, if it's happening to you, you gotta get yourself the hell up out of that situation. You gotta protect yourself. You gotta do all these things. But when it comes to that situation, that scenario, you gotta have a sober in mind because it's too many people. And I'm talking about adults and children, man, because adults do it. Adults do the same thing. But as adults, we have a bigger control, I think, over it.
You know what kept me out of a lot of shit coming up, man. Was just being a big dude. Because I always felt like I was the only motherfucker that people was gonna remember. So I'm like, well, fuck, no, I'm not getting involved in that.
Yeah.
What cut me out of a lot of that shit was isolation because I was always a loner, man. You know what I'm saying? And I understood that there was always some kind of consequence being involved with people who never dealt with you in the first place. You know what I'm saying? People said, I always felt set up at times, and having the wherewithal that, why now? Why you my friend? You know what I'm saying? So the whole peer pressure thing, I was always skeptical about that, man, because I'm like, why now you my friend? And why now you want me to attack this person? Whereas this person is like me, a loner. You know what I'm saying? So I was able to differentiate between the two. They mess with my friend. You know what I'm saying? Who next? Is it me? So that was always in the back of my mind, man. So I was never part of the crowd, man. Is my point.
Yeah. I don't know. All right. Well, I hope those children get punished in the way that they need to be punished, but get help in the way that they need help. And I pray that the victims don't have any emotional scars to this, because just like you said, thank God wasn't nothing physical. Hopefully the woman with the sickle cell, I'm hoping that it don't trigger an attack with her. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, to me, the shining light is that they was healthy, but also the way that folks came out for those victims. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Give you hope.
not what you're saying is you showing your body, like, we here. You feel what I'm saying? That gives me hope.
Is it too little, too late though, man? I mean, I don't
Well,
know.
it ain't never too late.
I don't know. I don't know how that part of the city is, man. But they having a rough time in that city. In that
They
place.
are,
They
but
having a rough time
nobody died though, Jaquari. This is
No,
Chicago.
nobody. No, yeah, nobody died, man. But the same activism that the community displayed when this thing happened, if that same activism was displayed when shit started to go left, you think it would have made a difference?
Some, but yeah, think about it, man. Gunplay, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Gunplay will X out and gunplay and stupidity will X out the greatest intentions, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because
But
I really believe that they're trying in Chicago.
right.
Yeah. I'm
I
not.
really believe that in my life. Ever since the '90s, I believe there have been community leaders who are really trying to save their children and save that city. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about black folks.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. I'm not. I'm
so
not. I'm not here to. I'm not here to. To
yeah,
piss anybody's efforts, man. I
yeah.
I totally understand, man.
No, the only reason I said that, Jaquan, because gunplay
It
X's
matters.
out, man.
It
It
matters.
matters.
Yeah.
The thing that comes to mind with me, man, is when Trump sent those people there and said they are born evil and shit. If you on the outside looking in and you want to believe that statement, you know what I'm saying, then you would come to that conclusion, man. It's something going on there, man. It's an evil force happening there. But by virtue of the fact that the community came out and supported and gave this woman aid and stuff like that, we know that that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? They love their children. They love their community. They support their people. So that can't get lost, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though the act happened, that can't get lost. And there is something that can come from it. You know what I'm saying? You you do a certain act, you gotta be responsible for your actions. But then by the same token, people are being supported too. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so that by definition is not a lost cause, man. There
Yeah.
are people who are actively involved, and you know what I'm saying? And it's not a lost cause. So
Yeah.
you have to keep that in mind. You have to keep the humanity aspect in mind too.
There's hope. There's hope, man. You know. Just veering off just a little bit. It's not a complete pivot, but veering off a little bit. You both have daughters, right? Well, let me just hit Keith, and then I'll hit you with the question. Keith says some people are just wicked regardless of age. The parents will hold a lot of responsibility, regardless. I personally know good parents that have kids that choose not to be, which is a good point. It's a good point, Keith. It's a good point. So, did y'all want to speak to that real quick before we move on to the next thing?
I'm good.
I'm gonna let it stand on it.
Yeah. Okay. You both have you have daughters that you raised, right? And give me what you think, what's in your heart about your daughters, about raising them, right? Just what comes to mind when you're raising your daughters? What do you feel? What's the strongest emotion that you have in raising your daughter?
That's a tough one. For me, it was, I question the approach. You know what I mean? Because I talked about the situation with my daughter on the show before, but I question the approach, man. Because I think at times I sort of looked at it as like a job. You know what I mean? And uh, like especially like during conversations, I always made sure that there were certain boxes that I checked, and through that process or whatever, maybe sometimes I may have came off as a little mechanical. You know,
Okay, so what do you mean by mechanical?
just I mean, just that's hard to explain, man. But what I mean by mechanical, man, is just you know trying to show a particular, I don't want to say brand of person or kind of person that I want to project
Okay.
myself a being to her.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And maybe it wasn't authentic. Maybe it wasn't authentic. Now that I think about it, because I really never thought about it before. But yeah, I mean, in some aspects, man, I looked at it not as work, but as a job, in regards to like I said, checking certain boxes.
Okay, so not mechanical might not be the word that you. It might feel mechanical, but the actual word would be consistent, steadfast. Um, Combine them all: steadfast, dependent upon. Um, you know what I'm saying? You said check the boxes. That you group it all together because just being this knowing that from a personal point of view, knowing you were always there from an early age.
Yeah, I mean, but I think a lot of times, and a lot of times I would try to avoid telling her I don't know.
Gotcha.
So and just doing general conversation or whatever. And I felt it was important to impart some sort of information. To be knowledgeable about something instead of just being honest and saying I don't know. If I don't know what it is about that particular thing, I would take it. I would take the conversation somewhere else. And in that regard, it wasn't for me. She would come to me with a question or whatever, and I would make it about me because that's what I knew.
Gotcha. I got you. I look. We have different ways of parenting and all of that. But as far as you being there, that is a lot. That is a lot. Period. Now, as far as what you do or what you say, it depends on the individual. You know what I'm saying? It's what it is, dog. But you being there, that covers things leaps and bounds. Damon, your daughters, What
My
what
biggest, go ahead.
basically what I'm asking is, how do you feel about raising them?
I
How
felt good.
did you feel? How did you feel about raising them?
I felt good about raising them because I was more than willing to take on the responsibility, man. Because to me, truly, that was God's gift to me. You know what I'm saying? And it's a reason for it. You know what I'm saying? All I had to do was be responsibility for my responsibilities, to be honest. My biggest fear, man, is that they didn't learn from their mistakes, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody get taken advantage of, everybody get dogged out, everybody go through their own process. Everybody does. My biggest fear is that you don't learn from that. People are not on your side, always on your side, and they don't always have good intentions about you. You have to have the wisdom and the wherewithal to learn from what you've been through and say, you know what, I could choose to be just as bad, just as jacked up or whatever, or I can say, you know what, I know how not to be treated. You know what I'm saying? So these are my expectations, and live with that. You know what I'm saying? Because the alternative is not having daddy around and shit, visiting daddy in prison, living with the stigma that daddy did bad things to people. You know what I'm saying? That's just real. That's just reality. So learn from your mistakes. Daddy can accept, you know what I'm saying, being treated a certain way one or two times. But something that happens on a regular basis, being a victim, allowing yourself to be mistreated, I ain't having that. So you're going to have the wherewithal that even though you might be comfortable, daddy not. And I'm going to handle it. So think it through, learn from it, be better, expect more. You know what I'm saying? And that's always been my mantra. That's how I always handled it. Don't have fear of the streets. Have fear for the streets. If you, excuse my language, fuck with mine, I'm gonna handle it without any compunction. It's just gonna happen. So avoid the dumb shit. Avoid the drama. Avoid all that stuff and be about your life because I'm gonna keep you safe in order for you to live your life. Do that. I'm gonna allow you to make choices about choices you're gonna do to prosper and be okay. Don't put me in a position where I have to make an example because I have no problem doing that.
Okay. So with your guys' examples of, and it was very generic in what I asked. I asked that for a reason for this next topic, right? Patrick Beverly, just to let you know what happened, Jaquari. Pat, Patrick Beverly's mother called him and told him that his 15-year-old sister snuck out the house with her 18-year-old boyfriend, right? She snuck out the house. And she called him over, I guess, to talk to the sister or whatever. And and while he was en route to get there, the mother, the little sister came home, and the mother told her to call the boyfriend because Patrick is coming home. You're gonna talk to both of y'all, right? So Patrick comes in the house when they both were there, and eventually confronts his little sister. He becomes angry. He grabs his little sister by both hands by the neck. The little sister says in the affidavit, picked her off the ground and began choking her. And the sister said that she was she had trouble breathing, is choking her, right? Then he slammed her down on the couch and stood over her. This is what the affidavit said. Stood over her and punched her in the eye. Then he said, if anything, I'm going to be, I'm paraphrasing, if anything, I'm going to be the one to kill you. Right? Now, what do you think he did to the boyfriend? He did nothing to the boyfriend. I guess the boyfriend was sitting there witnessing the whole thing. And eventually, I guess it was broken up. And the deputies, when they got there, they saw visible bruises around her neck. And, you know, the petechial hemorrhaging in the eyes, they saw signs of that in her eyes. So it was consistent with what the little girl was saying. You know. But Patrick Beverly's lawyer saying that you understand what the affidavit says, but the truth is going to come out. So basically that's what happened in a nutshell. I'm sure it's more to it, but just what I saw early on, Jaquari, just to let you know.
And who was Patrick Beverly? Bro?
He's an ex-NBA basketball player. Okay. Ex-NBA basketball player, journeyman. You know what I mean? He's also in the podcast space. Plays overseas, plays professional basketball overseas.
He did 12 years. He played 12 years in the NBA.
Yeah, and he's still playing overseas.
No, I don't watch. I don't.
That's understandable, but Patrick
Blogosphere. I don't watch sports, so I mean that. Yeah, so
that's why I
don't need him coming at us now.
But
he was put in a tight spot, man. I mean, you know, she's not gonna that he's not her parent. He's not her parent, and parenting from the aspect of who the fuck do you think you are treating my mama like this? It's not parenting.
Okay.
You know, I don't know what the conversation was. You know, I'm just speculating or whatever, but shit, he probably was fed up with shit. I'm not saying that, you know, his actions were justified, but had he taken his belt and put it on her backside, I don't think this would have received any publicity. You know, because at one time that was acceptable.
I feel what you're saying, and really, guys, I want your opinion about it, but remember, we're not looking for answers. We're just getting perspectives more than anything. You know what I'm saying? Because we wasn't there. You know, me personally, I'm gonna let you go, Damon. But me personally, if you, this guy, say, or allegedly, if this happened the way that they say it, right? Because sometimes victims get upset and they might throw a little bit of sauce on them, but her mother was there. So her mother didn't actually, it looked like her mother didn't actually dispute it. You know what I mean? But the affidavit, that was what the officers found and wrote in their narrative, right? This wasn't no speculation. It's what they got from the victim, right? But my thing is, it didn't set right for a couple reasons. You came in, now you just said it, Jaquari. It might have been some other stuff going on at the time. And it might have just came to a head. But you come in and grab a 15-year-old girl by both your hands and pick her up off the ground, choking her, right? and I'm being a little facetious when I say that, but what is this 18-year-old dude doing as you're doing this? Right? And secondly, why didn't you go after the 18-year-old kid? He's 18. He's considered being grown. You understand what I'm saying, Chief? These are questions that I'm asking because normally, what would you do in your opinion? Normally, what would a normal person do if his sister snuck out the house with a guy that she's a minor and this man is considered being grown and he had her sneak out, whether she snuck out on her own or whatever, what would a quote unquote normal man would do? Father or brother or not, what would he do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
So I just throw it out there just for GP more than anything.
If anything, I mean, him going at her and dude standing by not doing anything, that should have said
volumes also.
Yeah. I mean, you just gonna let this motherfucker jump on me? What the fuck is you doing? Like you ain't my man no more. What the fuck? You can't keep me safe, motherfucker.
Exactly.
But was he supposed to dive on that sword? Well, why the fuck did he go back in the first place? I don't understand why he went back in the first place.
Why would he come back? Now, was it out of respect? See, this is what I'm thinking. Like, okay, yeah, she wasn't supposed to sneak out, so I'm just gonna come back. You know what I mean? Take it. Take the tongue lashing and then roll out.
But you said it earlier, Keith. Maybe he had that filed. You don't know.
All right, Damon, what you think?
He said, "All right."
Bottom line is this, man. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Innocent until proven guilty. I'm a roll with that shit. But the only thing I can think about is from my own personal perspective. If my mom would have came to me and said, "This is what's happening," right? What I would have done was like, "Okay, Mom, I'll handle this shit." He would have never been there, the 18-year-old. I would have dealt with that. You know what I'm saying? He had never been in the spot. He would have never been in a position to say a damn thing because I'd have dealt with that in the first place. Man, that she's 15 years old, I'm finna deal with you. This is what's going to happen. Now, if you cross that line, then it's not about me putting my hands on her. It's about me putting my hands on you. You know what I'm saying? But my mom, once she gave me the information, would have never known because he'd have just disappeared out the picture. I don't mean physically doing harm to him, but I would have engaged the brother, 18-year-old brother, be like, "Hey, man, look, you need to understand this situation here, bro, and don't bring your ass around anymore. If you do, I'm about to deal with you. And this is between me and you." That's how I would have handled the situation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I went into my mom and say, "You ain't got to worry about him no more. He won't be around."
And then I look at Mom like, she's standing at the door like, come get her. And then when things happen and the affidavit comes up, she don't dispute it. She basically said, telling him he's gone too far and he was wrong.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, bro. You gotta think about it, man. Her and her daughter depends on Patrick for their livelihood, man. You know what I'm saying? So? Of course, he is the provider.
Okay. So that's why you think he can come in and grab her by her throat and pick her up like that.
I think that
I'm just speculating that he might think it that way. You know what I'm saying?
I think that if he's a provider on that level, then not in terms of going in there grabbing her up like that. That's an assault, man. He has to deal with that. If he's guilty of it, that he has to deal with the consequences. But it's strange to me how would his mom, I mean, what's the end game? You know what I'm saying? We don't know. We're just speculating right now. We don't know what the situation is. You know what I'm saying?
Does it change? Does it change either you guys' perspective if he would have put a belt on her ass?
You don't. I don't. She's 15, man. You don't have to put no belt on her, man. 15-year-old girls are starry-eyed, man. They listen to the bullshit. A belt is not gonna.
I would have been able to accept the belt, man.
A belt is not.
But
all, the only thing the belt is going to do.
Choking the shit out of her is not going to do anything either.
A belt isn't either. All a belt is going to do is make her think of a more clever way to.
What differentiates the violence, bro?
But see, that's my point, though. You are picking somebody up to actually choke them with both hands. That is trying to kill them. Even though I know he didn't want to do that, but that's what it allegedly. Now I'm talking about allegedly. You got somebody like this and picking them off of the ground.
But what provoked this? What provoked that anger, man? For him,
it don't make a difference. Does that make a difference to you, bro? What provoked it, or the action?
The action is what it is. That's the end result. My point is,
bro,
you find out that a 18-year-old guy is trying to manipulate your sister, okay, and your first initial action is to go in and choke your sister out.
Bro,
make that make sense. You know what I'm saying?
It may not make sense, but my thing is, what could she have done for him to grab him? Now, did she beat up the mama in front of Patrick?
Okay, no, there's nuances to it. No,
but you were speaking about the nuances because really and truly, I'm like, look, a belt and the choke are in two entirely different categories. The choke is way ahead of the belt to me. Unless you try to choke a motherfucker with the belt.
The thing about it is this, bro. I didn't whoop my kids, so all that shit is detrimental as far
as but see, that's my point.
They all cause scars and
understanding we know, understanding that you didn't do it. I'm telling you, I whooped my kids, and me grabbing them by the throat and me whooping them is two entirely different things in my eyes.
Isn't it all scars and
no, sir. Stop that, man. I don't think so.
No.
I don't know, and I say that to say you whooping your child as compared to you choking your child. The choke is going to leave
I understand. I understand. It's a major
I was
difference.
just responding to you. I'm not trying to disagree with you. I'm just telling you.
No, I'm agreeing with you. It's a major difference between the two. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, and that's all I was saying. You know what I mean?
But by the same token, if that situation comes to pass, it's happening. You know what I'm saying? She's 15 years old. You feel me? And this clown is 18. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You deal with the clown because that's all manipulation right there, bro. Are they on the same level? No, this dude is trying to take advantage of a situation. We don't know if the man's what is it? His modus operandi was, man, that's my man's, that's his sister, man. I could get some money out of her through him. It could have, all that stuff is a setup. You know what I'm saying? The 18-year-old could be literally thinking in that aspect. So you address that clown. Dude, what's your motivation? She's 15. What's your motivation? That's who you deal with first hand.
I agree. Folks in the comment, if you have something to weigh in on this, please hit us in the comments. You know what I mean? We're curious about what you guys think.
To me,
You know.
man, I mean, the situation, man, it's. I think the violence is the focus, man. I mean, it's the difference between Newports and Marlboros. It's the same thing.
Yeah, but it's all alleged though. You know
It's
what I'm
all
saying?
alleged, but
We don't know the truth.
I don't I definitely don't agree with that, bro, because like I said, a belt and you looking your child and you looking your sister in the eye, choking her, like
But
choking her, feet off the ground.
I,
so,
That's
but if
insane.
you use a belt, bro, what you expect her response is going to be? You whooping me with a
Yeah,
belt.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So what? How you think she's going to respond to that?
But see, that's my point though. It's gonna be neat. The worst thing to me, this is my opinion, the worst is the choke to me.
But
And
both.
she's gonna respond to that by hating you and fearing you.
She gonna respond if you whooping her in front of her so-called 18-year-old man. She gonna have the same. It's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be resentment,
But
humiliation.
but look, first of all, he choking her and and her eyes is rolling out the back of her head. And as her eyes is rolling back, she see him standing on the side.
Right.
That's God. I'm not trying to be funny, but hell, I'm like, okay, I'd rather see a motherfucker see me running around from that belt. I'm running all over the place.
It's
You know
all
what I'm
it's all
saying?
humiliation, man.
yeah.
It's all
Oh no, bro. I don't know.
If that don't tell her everything she needs to know about that dude,
Yeah, yeah. You know, I don't know. Maybe it'll come out that he tackled Patrick up off of her or something after he punched her. You feel what I'm saying? Because it got broken up somehow. You know what I mean?
I'm hoping that he didn't do what they alleged that he did. I'm hoping that's the case.
Bro, if the
You know what I'm saying?
officers,
Because for me, it's difficult for me to understand why he would go in first, choking her out. That's cowardly.
see, I agree with you.
He's supposed to
I
get with
didn't understand that
that
either. I didn't understand that at all. When I first saw it, I was like, what is he going, what is he doing?
So
When
is
I
that
found out the boyfriend was there. You know what I'm saying? See,
so that said, Keith, if he went in and started choking her and punched her in the eye, then he deserved whatever the hell he get.
yeah. I'm thinking, well, damn, I was reading it and I'm like, well, maybe he was choking her like that because they was in there, her and her boyfriend was in there moving the furniture with him. They was in there moving furniture and shit. You know what I'm saying? They fighting him.
We don't know.
But that's what I'm saying. I'll wait for that. So that's why I say allegedly. But in the narrative that the officer for the affidavit, because that's what it is a narrative of what the witnesses said. His mother was there, his sister was the victim, and the boyfriend was a witness. So there's two witnesses and the victim. And that's what they got out. That's what the officers got out of it. You know what I'm saying? So
I
geez.
can't understand his motivation of choking her out, man.
Me neither.
I can't understand that motivation. You know what I'm saying? She's 15, bro. She got enamored by a guy that's 18 years old, manipulation and all that stuff involved. You know what I'm saying? The first thing a man would do is say, okay, I need to deal with this clown. You know what I'm saying?
Malika says, I bet he said something smart. Girls that age are mouthy. However, choking is too far. I agree with you, sis. I agree. You know what I mean? Hell, he would have did more damage by cutting her off. You know what I'm saying? Your Christmas is gonna be poor.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey. She's 15 years old. Hey, you know that Beamer I was finna get you?
Yeah, you know all that? That car?
That's
You
gone.
ain't getting shit.
Right. He'd have been
You
more
know what I
effective doing that.
mean? Yeah, man. Especially if you ain't not, especially if you're not into beating your child. You know what I'm saying? You know what makes your child tick. You know what I'm saying? Now you take her phone away. She might wait till you go to sleep. Then she gonna boil some hot water, throw it on your ass. But you know what I
Hey,
mean?
and then there's the other side of it. It's the mama hype too. She cussing me out, and they both intimidating me.
You see how big that boy is? Yeah,
They
mama.
got me.
Look,
Hey,
look.
they got me. Hey, Keith, spoke. They got me scared to be in my own house. You bought
Look.
us.
Say, Pat, did you see how
So he
big that
went in that.
boy is? He said, yeah, I do. Then he went rushing to his sister, starting to choke her.
You know
So
that
that
could be
tell you a lot.
that could be part of it too. Allegedly, you know what I'm saying? We don't know.
Yeah.
I hope that's not the case. I hope. I mean, he could have nipped all that stuff in the bud. Talking about, hey man, I need a couple of my boys, man. Hey, cause you know he's from Chicago, right?
Yeah, Chicago dude.
All you gotta do is make a phone call. Hey man, I need y'all to check a brother, man.
Yeah.
And that's the situation. Not literally, but send a brother a message.
I mean, that is a sad man. That's crazy, man.
It
You know,
is sad, man.
and just for people coming in late, this is I don't know how often we're gonna do this, but when that things start piling up, is what the fuck Friday. This is today's episode. You know, look, not to get too political, but I just have to ask you guys, man. the Epstein, the Epstein episodes, right? Right? What is your opinion in chat? Let us know in the messages what you think about this also. What is your opinion about Trump being implicated through all this release of all this information? On how hard he's been trying to avoid it and how the Republicans are bailing on him, the whole nine. Do you have an opinion about this?
Yeah, I'm just glad they ain't mad at us right now.
They're gonna find a reason to be though.
Yeah. So
I,
what
I
you
think
think?
I think, man, as far as what they're trying to get brought out and all that stuff, I think that there's another part of it too. Isn't there the Epstein estate? That's a whole nother side of it.
What do you
I
mean?
think, um, like the emails and all that stuff that came from the Epstein estate. It didn't come from the FBI files and stuff like that. I mean, I believe that's what my understanding is,
I'm
and
just saying. Go ahead.
I think that's what he fears the most.
No,
The,
I
the
get it.
bottom line is, here's what's crazy to me, man. He might not have done anything wrong. You know what I'm saying? He might not even be implicated in it. But what is his fear about just bringing all of it out unredacted, man?
Because he did something wrong.
it
You know,
went from
he was running with Epstein for years, for decades, bro.
it, wa-
And the
it
fact that, let me just say this real quick. The fact that he knew, and he low key snitched on himself.
He
He
knew.
knew Epstein was doing what he was doing. Because what he say the other day? I kicked him out of my club because he was a molester. But go ahead, Ja'Cory. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say I just noticed that it went from a Donald Trump associate to them being best friends. Everybody saying that they was best friends. You know what I mean? Just because you around somebody all the time don't necessarily mean that y'all tight. I mean, but this you was going to this man island and all that, and he was down at the Mar-a-Lago and shit, right?
It was a lot of them going to his island, though, brother. When he
Yeah.
was a contributor to campaign funds, it was
And
a lot of them.
And what happened to his money?
Well, you know, the government got that money.
Right,
man.
they seized that. But here's the thing that's crazy to me. If you're not implicated in all that debauchery and all that crazy shit, then just release this shit, man. And calling it a hoax, it's like, dude, where's his handlers at, man? If you're not implicated in any of that debauchery and all that stuff, where are your handlers at?
Bro,
Where's that person saying, release all of that, man, so we can continue to go about our business, man. Do that. And he going out his way not to do any of that. It's like, man, you making yourself look bad. If it was Obama, simply being friends with the guy would have been, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he should have faked his death the first time he got shot.
You silly man.
My man, it's crazy. My man don't even know how to. All the things he put in place to obtain power, he don't even know how to maintain it because he contradicts himself left and right, and it doesn't make any damn sense.
The fact that he's 70-something years old, man, tells you a lot. You know what I'm saying? It tells you a lot. He's losing certain things, man. He's saying what's on his mind, right? And here's the thing. These people who are jumping ship, in my opinion, know some stuff is there. They know some stuff is there, and they're trying to get out before it actually comes out. You know what I'm saying? Because he's going to find a way to extend it. Because what he do? He has to open up an investigation. So
Which makes him look more guilty.
yeah, but certain things don't come out, are not released because of the investigation going on. That's one of the only stipulations to it, releasing the stuff, right? Because if it's a federal investigation, they hold on to it until it's resolved.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing that they keep talking about. Well, why didn't the other administrations bring all this stuff up? It's because it was going through the courts. They couldn't.
They couldn't. You know.
But man, let me ask y'all both this, man. Is that in terms of the world stage, this shit is so embarrassing, man.
Man, I agree with you, Fluke. But fuck
it
the
is
world.
so embarrassing, man.
Fuck the world.
Especially if you
don't
revere the office, bro.
He don't care. He don't care, man.
It's embarrassing as hell, bro. If he innocent, man, he need to let that pull all that shit out, man, and keep it moving. But
I mean, you know,
he fucking up the terrorists and shit.
Look, just through speculation. I'm speculating. There's got to be something there.
This dude, man, he say, "Hey, man, you know what? The tariffs and all this stuff, man, we gonna make sure everybody treat us right and all this stuff." And say, hey, we got all these things in plan and all this stuff, and all these contracts coming up, and then he'd go back on the shit and say, well, I'm gonna hold off another 2 months and shit. You don't have nothing in plan, man. You just willy-nilly just doing shit.
Because the tariffs was about control, man.
Man.
Because you gotta think about it. Think about who's actually paying the tariffs, man. Most people don't understand. It's not China or whoever the hell, those governments are not paying the tariffs. It is the businessmen in this country bringing the goods in. They paying the tariffs. So it's some kind of control, man. That's all.
Hey, Keith, but when last time y'all been up in Aldi's, man, or saving lives?
Shit.
That shit is high as hell, man.
Yeah.
And it's like
the dollar store ain't even the dollar store no more.
It's $1.50 store.
Yeah, the $7 store and shit. Like,
yeah.
That's crazy, man.
They went up. But that's the whole point, though, man. It's always been a Rizzy Dazzle with shit, man. You know what I mean? It's always pointing back to us.
And then my wife pointed out that that his family made investments and lost $5 billion. So, are you serious?
I think that shit is just put out there just to put out there because
you raiding the coffers, and you still have a $5 billion deficit.
Mm-hmm.
Are you serious?
Look,
make it make sense, bro.
Malika said the only thing I'm embarrassed about is that we let his dumb ass get elected twice. The other stuff is no reflection on us. You know what I'm saying? I agree with that. I just asked that question because I care, but does what comes out of the information, right? Do you think the American people, I'm talking about the people who back him, do you think they give a shit? Or are they going to continue to back this man?
When they don't get them fat ass turkeys and shit for Thanksgiving, they some part of them give a damn.
No, they don't give a shit, man. Look, let me tell you something. It's hard.
Well, people are tribal, man. People are tribal.
That's what I'm talking about. It's all about power, man.
Everybody who want to fucking have a noose around or fucking whatever in the National Guard, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck.
Yo, excuse me for a minute.
Swastikas and shit. Yeah, they don't care. Because that's what the fuck they want. Because they think that shit is their heritage.
And they think it is going to keep them in power. You have no fucking power, man. You are peons. And it's the truth. The only people who have power is the elite that's around that political circle. That's the power. They make you I ain't want to get in this rant, but they make you believe that you do have some part of power because of the color of your skin. That's it. You know the government invented middle class, bro. They invented middle class because usually it was the poor working people, right? Working people poor and the elite, right? So they developed by doing different things, different government programs and all this stuff, giving initiatives and all these things, right, to folks. And that's where in the 60s, 50s, and 60s, that's where the middle class came from. And guess what they do? They appeal to the middle class because that's where the majority of the voters are, whether you're black, white, or whatever. Hey, man, the middle class is getting dicked.
I'm about to pee on my
Everybody's getting dicked.
Oh my God. Peed all down my leg.
Oh my goodness.
Sister girl, you loud, baby.
I put him on mute.
Damn.
That was a skit, ladies and gentlemen.
And that's my life. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Hot mic. You know.
Hey, what Pop used to say? How you gonna press a man who's stranded dishwater and licking lard, man?
You know what I'm saying?
We get by how we get by. It's all the same.
Look what they did, man. Look what they did. They released Snap, right? And to me, it was all about control, but they released Snap. And you don't hear people panicking no more. Even though they still ain't eating. But with them knowing that it's coming, you feel what I'm saying? It's like the elite want to stay in power so badly that they don't mind people suffering. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And people wanted to blame the Democrats and people wanted to blame the Republicans. Oh, you dumb fucks! It's both y'all problems and it's both your faults because you're fucking the government up. That's my spiel. You are responsible for the government. That's your job. Don't talk to me about and this what when I hate calling this shit Obamacare, you know what I mean, whatever, right? But you know, the National Health Act. These motherfuckers stopped the government with something that was ratified through law. So they did a treasonous act by stopping the government, right? For health care for everyone. Even though they were going home to their homes, eating their dinner, seeing their doctors. This was the same scenario. Both sides was doing this shit. Yeah, but that's too much like common sense.
Well, the Democrats were saying, we open the government back up, man, but y'all can't raise premiums on people.
I get that. I understand that. But
hey, look at for a brother who have to have medication, that means a whole lot, bro.
But bro, do you not get what I'm saying to you?
I know. I understand exactly what you.
Because I'm the one. I got high blood pressure, type 2 diabetic, so I need my medicine, right? And don't want to pay higher premium, none of that, right? But both sides cannot get on television and say it's their fault, And we basically voted you in office. You work for the government. I mean, you work for the people.
But hey, it's a thing, man. When you pay $5 for your gout medicine, and now you paying $35.
Listen,
shit,
bro. I'm gonna tell you how resilient we are as a people. If I know my medicine is going up, and I got something to do, I got a way to help myself to relieve my own pain, right? I'm gonna do both. You understand what I'm saying to you? I'm gonna do both.
Yeah, but sometimes shit get jacked up when you eat that cheesecake and shit. And you wake up your knuckles swollen and shit, talking about, God damn, man. I mean, let me get through the drug stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's time for me to let this shit go. I can't live.
I can't do this no more.
I can't have a piece of cake.
Look, when you look, this is that old shit. When you have a personal conversation with yourself, Keith, why you keep doing this to yourself, man? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Bro, you don't associate it. Hey, Keith, you don't associate that shit with a piece of barbecue. Did it? What the fuck did they use? Baby Ray's?
Oh shit!
Shit, you got to be able to differentiate, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you gotta put in the work. You got to put in the work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Look, I understand, and see that's the thing that is when it comes to our medicine. One thing I had to understand.
Turn the light on.
Everything that we take medicine for, it alleviates our symptoms temporarily.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
you got to be a lifestyle change.
What I realize is I have to do both.
Right.
I have to reduce, like, hey, Damien, you remember, and my gout came on because of taking my water pills and my potassium. So it would dehydrate me, right? And that's where my gout came from.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, doc, what? And I got a good relationship with my doctor. I was like, Eastern European doctor. I said, Dr. Menicius, what the fuck can I do? I'm sitting there like this. I'm trembling because it gets in my knuckles and hands. I'm trembling like, why does this happen to me? Look, and the funny thing was she had to laugh because she looked at me. She said, well, look, we was troubleshooting, right? She said, well, look, I said, look, I don't eat a lot of candy or sweets and nothing like that, right? And she said, well, you know what, Keith, it may be the potassium and the water pill that I'm giving you.
Right.
That might be the problem. And I did like, this is funny as shit. Like I said, we got a good relationship. I looked at her like, so hold on. You are indirectly the reason why I'm sitting up this motherfucker like this.
You know this was happening to me.
You did this to me. Fuck.
That's why you gotta ask questions, man.
Right.
You gotta ask
Try to
questions.
cover your bases.
And you gotta cover everything. You gotta look out for yourself, man. But yeah, man, it's just
Hey, last thing on the gout thing, then you got to deal with the psychological aspects of it. You got a guy in the water laying next to you in the bed, and your wife see that shit and talking about, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Listen.
My wife.
Listen. You got that jug of water next to you trying to flush it. You trying to flush it out now. I told you not to eat that key-size candy bar before you went to bed.
Yeah. My wife's still trying to cook me broccoli and shit. I'm like, man.
You know what's so crazy? You want to know what's so crazy? Broccoli and shrimp, because shrimp is considered shellfish. Supposed to spark it. I don't have a problem with eating broccoli, man, or shrimp.
Hey, mine is all sugar. Hey,
I'm
man.
gonna tell you, juice.
Where you keep drinking that energy drink, man? Because I don't have the energy no more. Okay, you gonna need energy when you're.
That's why, no. You gotta do it like me. Get the sugar-free energy drink.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? That's
what
you gotta do. And then I'm gonna tell you though,
sugar-free really sugar-free, man.
Yes, it is, bro. It ain't as much as sugar. You know what I'm saying? It is much. Look, let me tell you something. And if you really need energy, right? 5-hour energy is something that really and truly helps. Now it might be just as bad as all this other stuff, but it don't bring you to the highs and you drop off. It is slow. It's slow. Because I use it on the road, man. And it will give me a straight 5 hours, man, of alertness.
Hey, my wife thought she called herself helping me one day because I used to do the energy drinks too. She said, we're going to do the coffee because we did the research. Coffee don't cause gout and all that, right?
You got to drink black, though. You can't
I know, with nothing in it, just black.
Yeah.
She made me some coffee one day, right? And I drank the cup of coffee. I just one of the small joints, drank the coffee and shit. That came down here and I was sitting around. Next thing I was stuff they were talking about, sweet Jesus. Something wrong, Nita. Something wrong. I go upstairs. I was like, baby, I think I need to go to the hospital. She said, well, what's wrong? I said, man, I feel like I'm about to pass out with my heart pounding and all that stuff. And she said, well, maybe I put too much coffee in there. Look at the coffee party about this much coffee in it doing, man.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna tell you, man.
I said, oh my God, she trying to kill me, man.
You mess around and make some damn espresso.
Man.
You're messing with if you make it yourself, you make some espresso. It ain't nothing but pure caffeine, boy. It hits you in the head. That's why I'll go and just go to Dunkin' Donuts and get look, extra large black coffee. You know what I'm saying? And look, it opens up your lungs first and foremost. Open up your lungs, and it does. It gives you energy. You don't have no drop off. Now, as soon as you put sugar in it, I'm gonna tell you, you be alert for about 40 minutes. Then next thing you like this, like what happened?
You know the recommended daily amount of sugar for the average person to have a day is a half a teaspoon.
I believe that.
It ain't no good for you.
I mean, because
Yeah.
you gotta think about how much sugar, white sugar, is processed, man. For it to be bleached white, brother, because sugar is really, isn't it brown?
Mhm.
But I just can't let it go. It keeps calling me.
Look here, I told myself, man, I'm gonna deal with my dog. I ain't finna be all messed up. Wake up the next day, it's 5 candy bar wrappers on the floor and shit.
Look, you wake up, baby, I need help.
I'm dying. Like, what the fuck?
Why not?
Hey,
No,
and what do your woman say under her breath? I'm so sick of this shit.
Because my woman don't say nothing because she got ailments too, goddamn it. Shit.
My wife be like, man, I'm so tired of this shit, man.
And you know the thing, you know what you know when I forgot when I found salvation when she got diagnosed with that shit. I was like, yeah. I mean, on two fronts, because I was like, yeah, we're gonna have double the dope,
yeah.
and you gonna know exactly how I be feeling. Goddamn.
What you say? Hey, baby, you got any more of that prednisone left?
Nope,
Listen,
I can't have it.
let me tell you something. What
Oh,
ended up happening was this, because I went to a rheumatologist, man. I've been going to a rheumatologist for a year. You take the colchicine and you take allopurinol.
What?
Don't allopurinol, man. It gets rid of over a period of time. It gets rid of all the uric acid in your system.
yeah, but it flares it up first, and then you be walking
No,
around
it don't flare it up. That's what I said. No, listen. This is what I'm saying. I'm giving folks out there too. Do not take the allopurinol by itself because it will bring on an attack. You always got to take it with the colchicine.
That sound like that medicine on TV. They got the commercials and shit with all the side effects. Why would I take that shit if it's gonna trigger that shit? That shit is horrible, man. I don't want to deal with that shit.
Bro, I'm saying to you is, I got to a point before I started seeing this lady. I got to a point where every other, because it just couldn't avoid some of this shit, right? Because I'm taking the medicine, the potassium and the water pills. So it got to a point where I could not have my hands under air conditioning. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm sorry I laughed, bro. I'm so sorry I laughed, bro.
No, that's some real shit.
Yo,
I could not.
I'm
Like if
laughing,
it's cold, listen. It was to the point. If it was cold somewhere, it would bring on an attack, bro. I'm telling you. So I started taking it.
Keith, wait a second, Keith. That shit is so funny, man. Because the day before I went to the hospital and got a goddamn diagnosis, man, I was sleep with a sheet on my feet. And I thought I was gonna die in my sleep, man. I didn't know what the fuck to do.
Look,
Hey,
I'm gonna tell you. So I started following, seeing her every 6 months, and it's leaving me. It's you know what I'm saying? I started from double digits, man. Now I'm down single digits with it, bro.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't. God damn it.
Bro.
Hey, Keith,
I ain't
bro.
had an attack in almost 8 months, Go ahead. dog.
I remember, man, one time I had my grandbaby with me, man. She was with a rattler and shit. She can't walk nothing. She wrapped me across my knuckles and shit. When I had a bag up wrapped across my knuckles. The next day she came over to the house, all the rattlers and shit were gone like a motherfucker.
It wasn't nothing.
Oh,
It wasn't
Hey.
nothing. She
Oh,
wasn't nothing. She was able to pick.
For me,
Wasn't
it was
nothing she was
for
able to
her
pick
it
up
was
and shit.
fun. For me, it was detrimental like a motherfucker. Hey, the possibility that she might do it again, man.
bro, like I said, I could not be under no air conditioning.
And would you say that shit is called flipping limousine and shit?
No, allopurinol.
Oh,
No,
He
as a
said
matter
flip
of
a
fact,
liquor scene.
Corey, what I recommend both y'all to do, and Fluke, you probably already did it, but go to get you a rheumatologist, man.
I went to one. This
No,
dumb
I'm
motherfucker was
talking
trying to
about
draw
constantly
fluid out
go.
my damn gouty knuckles and shit. I said, hey, man. I said, we've been doing this for 10 minutes. There ain't no fluid coming out, dog.
And look, my doctor, my rheumatologist was like, look, let me see your knuckles, right? She said, we can bring the swelling down, which it did come down, but he said, but you see how crooked it is? That'll never heal. I looked at her, and said, I don't care how they look.
I don't give a fuck. I'm just trying to drive. What the fuck are you talking about?
Hey, Key, what you say? Doc, you're getting off course, man. We ain't doing
Yeah. Focus. What the
I
fuck is you
don't
doing?
care what they look like, as long as you know what I'm saying. Like, come on now.
You say,
That's
you trying to hurt me, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
The guy, I say it all the time, man. The goddamn gout changed my life.
It did, man. Especially when you have an acute attack. You
Yeah.
can't even look at the area, man. That shit would be, you know what I mean?
And I think about all the years I suffered and didn't know what the fuck it was, man.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the fuck it was. I just thought, I'm like, suppose you fall in the goddamn pieces, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
hey,
man.
what's going on, Auntie?
Hey, I do. Hey, you bumped that joint.
Mm.
People think that shit funny, man.
Yeah.
If it was happening to somebody else, man, it'd be hilarious as hell. But you, happening to you, ain't nothing funny about that
I'm
shit.
laughing. I done been in pain so much in my lifetime. I laugh at nobody else's pain, bro. You know, I
Man.
look at them and relate. Like, okay, I know what you're going through. You know what I mean? But look,
It's just like what you said earlier, man. Once you put that shit out, it blow back on you.
it'll come back to you. Comes
Shit.
back to you. Any last words before we end this week's episode?
Fellas, I've thoroughly enjoyed the conversation, and I look forward to the next, man. Y'all be safe.
Oh yeah, I definitely enjoyed it too.
Yeah,
Damon?
absolutely.
Y'all want to shout anybody out, man?
And it's fun.
Somebody told me
we can laugh at our own pain,
Yeah.
knowing that shit detrimental while you're going through it.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody told me that we don't shout people out enough, man. Is anybody y'all can think of, other than your family that y'all want to shout out?
Who was it that told you that?
Man, that's my first question.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I was gonna do the same thing.
So you don't have nobody else?
Everybody that we love, man. You know what I'm saying?
People all over the world.
Thanks for the support. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for the hearing us. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, shout out to my wife with the blue comedy earlier.
Since I can't deal with it, man. I don't even think I can play on a colorful floor like that, man.
Well, but that's the what do they call the what's the name of the tournament?
I don't know. I can't do it.
No, the tournament. The NBA had that early tournament. This is the third year for it.
I ain't never seen it. I don't know.
They
got actual games now that they play. Everyday games they play on them colorful floors.
Because that's the tournament, bro. That it's been going on. I forget the name of it. But they do that when the teams, the different conferences play each other. They will change the court to those different joints. You know what I mean?
Especially
But
if
it's not permanent though. It's not permanent.
Especially if you used to knowing your spots.
Yeah.
When you get your shot off, it can be confusing.
Look, it's not permanent though, but it's shit. What is the name of that tournament, man? It'll come to put it in the comments, guys. But it's a tournament it's been going on for the last 3 years. The NBA has done it because LeBron them won the first one.
Hey Keith, was you sitting around up on the blankets and shit in the summertime?
Yeah. Listen, if the air was on, I would have a t-shirt. If it was flared up, I would have a t-shirt, wrap it around my hand, look like I had some boxing gloves on, man.
Shit.
The shit worked. And then what I ended up doing was getting some diabetic gloves.
So that's why
the gloves with no fingers?
Yeah.
Yeah, for my knuckles. That worked, man. That works. Yeah. But look, please go to our YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe. We had a humble 220. Do us a favor and build our numbers up for us, please. Build our numbers up to 1,000 so we can make YouTube put up, so we can shut up. You know what I'm saying? And just like I said earlier, YouTube like, hey man, Keith, y'all bullshitting. I told you get here, we got you. Well, the three of us got enough friends to go to our YouTube channel, Strong Perspective Podcast, and subscribe. That's all you need to do. Push our numbers up. Appreciate it, man. It was a hell of a show, man. Appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. It's Malika, Robin. I appreciate you guys.
KB.
And Keith, appreciate you talking to us about what's what. You know what I'm saying? Great. We appreciate your opinion as always, because y'all don't let us down. We appreciate you guys. You know what I'm saying? And everybody else that show up, because we got a nice little crew. We got a nice little crew that shows up for us. And thank everybody that's tuning in. And we're gonna see y'all next week. Show next week, and that's I'm sorry to say this, but that's Black Friday, the shopping day. Because it's the Friday after Thanksgiving. And then the Monday after that is Cyber Monday. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know if you guys are up to it.
Who they play? Green Bay, sis?
Is it Green Bay? I think it's Green Bay. You're right. Listen, I'm only going to say this once, and I may not repeat it again. Dan Campbell was our biggest builder. But for us to go to the next level, he cannot get out of the way of the Lions. You go 0 for 5 against that stagnant Philly offense, right? The defense, we play the Giants. The defense, man, they showed up. They showed up. You know what I mean? But Dan, this going for, oh, wait a minute. It's Green Bay. Sorry about that. But why are you going, how are you 0 for 5 for fourth downs, man? That breaks your momentum, bro. It breaks your momentum. Even if you get the fourth down, it still takes your team out of their rhythm, man. You know what I'm saying? Because psychologically, what are you used to? On fourth down, you're used to doing what? You're punting. But you go for fourth down if the game is on the line. I get that. I don't know, man. I'm worried. Not worried that they're gonna win or lose because we done roll with these motherfuckers forever. I'm just tired of people saying how great we are.
Here's the thing, man.
And the
We
coaches
are
be fucking us up.
Here's the thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Our offensive line, we had to rebuild that joint, man.
They should have gave the ball to Montgomery, man. I love Gibbs.
We had to rebuild that joint. You know who we are? We are Philadelphia when they lost their defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator. That's who we are.
No, man. Listen. Every fourth down and short, they gave the ball to Gibbs. Who's our power back? They didn't give the ball to Montgomery on fourth down. You know what? It is what it is, man. But like I said, I'm not on that. I'm a ride with them because they the Detroit Lions and they my squad. I'm a ride with them.
I think they're gonna be all right.
I believe that too.
They're gonna be all right, man, because they're gonna gel and they're gonna bring it together. As long as we stay hurt to them. I've never known a team that stay hurt like us, man.
And Big Bill, I'm glad Malika brought him up. Big Bill, you were absolutely right. Your boys beat us. You know, we gave you a hard time when you was on, but your boys did beat us. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to give them Eagles their props. But playoff time, we're going to beat them. We're going to beat them.
Dallas finna beat them.
Yeah.
Sunday, Dallas finna beat them. You know what I'm saying? They ain't on par like he think they are. They not there.
They can't score.
That's some hating shit, ain't it?
That's the problem. Yeah. You sound a little bitter. I was trying to play it off a little bit, but I'm glad
that was a straight up and down hate.
I'm glad you
they ain't know what they think they is.
They ain't shit.
What, 8-2? Yes, they are. They winning all kind of ways and shit.
Yeah.
And they got decision in the damn troops. Ain't that a bitch?
Yeah. But Bill, you got your props, man. Listen, this is Strong Perspective Podcast. Join us next week. It's gonna probably be a short show because it's the day after Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? I just want to see the fellas' faces and shit, and say hello and hope you had your turkey day. You know what I mean? This Strong Perspective Podcast. Please go to our YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe. And please, if we're friends on Facebook and also on YouTube land, if you have topics that you would like us to talk about, hit me up, message me, and we'll make sure we get you on. All right? This is a Strong Perspective Podcast. We'll see you next week.
Adios.
Peace.